Hello everyone, this is Joanna. Thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who are new, thank you so much. I hope what you find what you like here. And let me just start off by saying these are late, so thank you for waiting. I don't know about you, but this whole freaking retrograde has played a number on me in a way that just the whole month of March was like blah. That's why these are late. Energetically, I didn't feel it. Some of it I had to start all over again. So if you have been feeling things coming from the past, and if you have been feeling kind of pulled all over the place, I have been feeling it too. And if you guys want to comment on what that might be, as far as energetically speaking, by all means, please do that, because I will be interested to know. But what I will say, the month of April, I feels very fresh to me. For many of you, it's about bursting out of your bubbles. And I've said this several times to several signs. So month of March has been, month of April seems much more complete. Now, it doesn't mean that every one of you will feel that, but the energy certainly makes me feel that we are all moving to brighter and better beginnings, is what I want to say. So that's what I want to say about the energies. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. For those of you who have sessions with me, thank you so much. And for those of you who want a session with me, that information is down below. Listen to your other signs, your moon sign and your sun sign and your rising sign, because they will offer more information often, and some of them may be even more accurate for you than your sun sign. And I think that's all I have. I don't like long intros. Oh yes, one more thing, sorry. I have a new deck of cards, Spirit Animal. Kelly Jean, I think, uses them. I love her. And I just wanted to order these. I weathered them for quite some time, so I use them in most of the readings here. See if you like them. And I got them on Amazon. Anyway, I think that's all I have. Thank you so much, and let's get started. Hello, beautiful Aries. This is going to be a reading for the month of April 2018. I believe some of you have birthdays in April. Is that correct? Yes, you do. So happy birthdays to those of you who are born in April. I have a very interesting reading for you. Let me just go through some of the messages that I received. I kept seeing the sign of a Fool, which to me represents a brand new energy. Not energy that is directed in any particular place or space, but it is a new energy nonetheless. So there seems to be a feeling approaching which signifies in a fairly short order, or in a very near future, there is likely to be a new beginning for you. Whether it's a new beginning that is a change of circumstances, whether it's a new beginning because something within you shifts, or whether it's a beginning because you start a new job, for example, there's definitely a sense of either needing to start something new or being ready to start something new. Yes, to start something new. This was also accompanied by 5, the number 5, which is May. So there may be some action happening in the month of May for some of you with regards to changes and additions. And also it represents a change. So you are very much in a process of change, but in all fairness, we're all going through that. So what I do feel here is when we approach the new energy, so what I'm trying to say here is from 0 to 10, 0 being a brand new beginning, 10 being the completion, you are almost at a 0. So you are almost at a new beginning. However, you're not there yet. Why are we saying this? Because they're impatient. So some of you want to start new, some of you will be starting something new, and some of you are deciding to make a change in your life in some way, shape, or form. There seems to be an imbalance with regards to where you live. That could mean a dynamic, that could be a functionality, a structure, or some other aspect. So that was an interesting message. I also saw you being going through a transformation and hard work, emotionally speaking. So when we begin new, oftentimes we grow and expand because we are exposed to situations and circumstances we have that are new to us, which we haven't experienced before. So that may make us a little bit anxious, which may bring forward some old outstanding wounds. And I will actually talk to you about what that is, because it came up. So what is it that I'm actually trying to say? In the month of April, prepare yourself to begin anew, whether it's in a physical form or in an emotional, spiritual form. That will be dependent on each and every one of you. But there is very much an opportunity for many of you to start something new in your life. The way you look at yourself, the way you look at the world, what job you go to, what clothes you wear, how you choose to talk to your spouse or not talk to your spouse. Any sort of changes that you are wanting to make and willing to make will bear fruit. I want to say towards the end of the year for some of you, but it's important to put the structures and the right foundations forth right now. So for those of you who this is meant for, you will understand that to me it's sounding a bit like gibberish. So, and okay, thank you. Number 9 is being shown to me. So September, for some of you, you may see the fruition of what you're about to start in September. For some of you, I'm being shown a pregnancy. You may be you might give birth in September, or you might get pregnant around the month of September. Or something around this pregnancy is the number 7 or the month of July. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. Let me just see if there is anything else. And actually, so yes, one of the cards that you have as far as what the theme is, or what energy is working with you, you have the 7th chakra, and then you have the strength. So right off the bat, when this card showed up, I heard the words intense feelings, which may require you to have courage, but it will also show you that you have strength by being courageous. So a lot of it is about intuition and staying true to yourself, staying true to your, I want to say true to your truth. That's what I want to say. Now, the word oppression comes in. So it feels like some of you are feeling suppressed or oppressed in some area of your life, whether it be work, whether it be friendship, whether it be family dynamic or a relationship, whatever area, there seems to be some inconsistencies, something about inconsistencies, but also the feeling of being pressured or suppressed. I actually get a feeling of somebody, working really hard and then looking behind their back, making sure that he doesn't get hit. So some of you may actually be in situations where you are feeling abused, emotionally or mentally, God forbid, none of that, physically. So that may be for some of you, certainly not all of you, which also will require you to have some strength. So here's what I said. What is it that needs to be left behind? Very interesting, because I'm just going to start. You have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Let me just show you the cards first. You have King of Swords, and then you have 8 of Swords in reverse. So right away when I saw these cards, what I felt is that even though it's a queen, it does represent an aspect of you that is causing you alarm, or that is causing you emotional discomfort, which equals unhappiness. So the Queen of Cups to me represents aspect of you, male or female, that is rooted in a sense of lack. There's a quality of lack, emotional lack, whether it is, well, I'll cover that in a minute. So that's one aspect. For some of you, you are needing to leave behind a person that represents a male, or it could be female, who is emotionally very unstable. Sometimes emotionally very, very manipulative. So that card can represent several situations. The Knight of Swords, right away, what I felt when I saw this card, I heard the word rigid thinking. So for some of you, this is regarding you letting go of the past assumptions that you have had about yourself for some of you for most of the time, and coming to a realization that your own thoughts do create your reality. And although I know most of you who hear this know this, it is about recognizing a certain behavioral pattern that stems from the way you think and also what you think about. And all of a sudden I'm seeing the scale completely lopsided, which tells me there is a complete imbalance in the way you perceive the world, which is also in the way you perceive yourself. So some of you need to leave that behind. So you've got emotional instability or emotional unfulfillment, lack, and then you've got mental thinking, rigid thinking, which is probably not adding to the situation. The Eight of Swords is a card that people dread all the time. This is showing me that there was fear, there is fear, but I also want to say there's a way to letting go of that fear. It almost feels like, this is how I'm going to say it. The fears you have about yourself and the way you are being seen by others greatly differ from the truth. In other words, what you think of yourself, probably fairly small for some of you, is not how people see you or what people think of you. It is only because you feel that is the case for you. So this is what you are being asked to leave behind. Now, some of this, another card that came up, was Three of Cups. And I know Three of Cups is joy and celebration, but what I'm feeling here is, I feel some of you have been wearing a mask or continue to wear a mask in order to project yourself in a certain way, in a certain environment, so that you can either belong, trust, feel whatever. And I feel like this card speaks to me about not really allowing yourself to be your full self. Now, again, I'm hearing the word lack. So if we feel lack within us, we will most likely project ourselves in a certain way that doesn't let people know that we have this lack within us because, well, we don't like it. So we will project a certain idea of ourselves that isn't necessarily aligned with who we are, which causes a conflict after a certain time. And besides, you're not being authentic to yourself because your authentic self is being hidden by whatever you're trying to project. So what I'm trying to say here is, for those of you who have been hiding most of the time because you perceive yourself to be less than, I feel like I want to say, stop pretending now. And it's not like he's saying, don't pretend that you're being, we do this in order to self-protect. We self-protect because we believe there is some danger. So if you have been portraying yourself a certain way, which wasn't authentic to you, it is most likely because you are trying to control a situation so that it can go a certain way. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay? What this will do, it will help you release yourself from this hanged man position. So in other words, whatever is going on right now, and he says I sound like a preacher, whatever is going on right now in your life, you single-handedly have the choice to change right now. And I know some of you are going to say, yeah, whatever. You may not change the physical manifestation of the situation, but you can most certainly change the way you see it and the way you connect to it emotionally and mentally. So the circumstance may look exactly the same, but you seeing it from a different perspective will change the way you feel, which would also change the way you, will change the way you feel. So I feel like many of you are keeping yourselves stuck. And unfortunately, we all do it to ourselves. Most of the time, we don't know why we do it. We do it because we're wired to do so, and most of us are not very versed at what the wiring is, so to speak. I guess that's why I'm here. But point is, a lot of this is being addressed as a motivational way for you to perceive yourself differently from now on. They're saying you have much to achieve in this lifetime, But when you see yourself small, your expectations of what you receive are also small. So in other words, if you see yourself small, if you see yourself like you are not as good, your subconscious expectation of what will come to you will be equal to that belief, which is not very much. So a lot of it is, if not everything, is about the inner conflict with one's self based on what one wants versus what one feels, because we attract what we feel, but it's not a logical thing, and most of the time, as I talked about before, it's not even a conscious thing. So all of this has been keeping you in a place where the emotions are not free-flowing. So this is actually preventing you from having an emotional renewal. But if you let that go, if you let the past be the past, if you leave your inadequacies behind, and he says, no one will know you did that. Why did you just say that? Let me just see what that means. I almost want to say you don't owe anyone any explanation. That's kind of random, but I'm just going to keep going. Once you let go of the idea of what you think you are, which makes you feel small on whatever level, you will actually be able to have an emotional renewal. Okay? So there is 2 more cards. You have 4 of Cups in reverse, and you have the Judgment in reverse as well. So Judgment is the world. The world is in reverse. All this is saying to me is that there is an end of a cycle here that's about to transpire. So every time we have a brand new beginning, which is represented by the Fool, will be preceded by an ending of some sort, even if it's just the way we feel about something. Energetically, we need to unplug from this to plug it in here, because, you know, we can't be both places at once. I'm looking at the 4 of Cups here, and I'm seeing and hearing the word aloof. And then I hear the question, what do you want for yourself? Not what everybody wants not what everybody wants, not what everybody wants from you, not what you think everybody wants from you, not what the idea of you should be. What do you want right now? And I know it's a very regular question, but you'd be surprised how many clients I ask that question, and the answer is, I don't know, right? So we're often driven by certain ideology that this or this will give us feeling of that. Unfortunately, that is not the case. It certainly helps to make us feel a certain way, but it will not magically produce something that is long-standing and permanent. So this is all about conscious thinking, conscious awareness, allowing yourself to be more than you currently are, and seeing the results of that manifestation. So this is a total shift of perspective. Now, I have these brand new cards, which I showed you the box in the intro. I asked about what animal, like, give me a message. I love these cards. You have the fire ant, which I found very appropriate, because one of the things when I said, what are they leaving behind, or what do they need to leave behind, I heard the word anger. So notice there is this redness and yellow, there's this heat, there's all these ants. So I'm not familiar with these cards yet, but the moment I saw the description and it says aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. So I almost want to say here that this is the crux of what you are trying to achieve as a soul, how not to be like that. So if you have rigid thinking, if you have unresolved anger and resentment, if you somehow feel the world is out to get you and you're the only one, and I know you're not thinking that, then it produces a lot of fire. Well, fire when directed properly, can do amazing things. But fire, when misdirected, can create a lot of conflict. And I feel is what's happening here. Many of you are going through a process where inner conflict is coming up to the surface, and in order to resolve it, you're going to have to do something about it. And that's to do with different choices for yourself. Now, it says here, to balance this energy, walk in a park. I can't see what it says. Okay, I'm going to put my glasses on. I wear glasses, guys. Solo time and walk in a park. So this is your description for getting out of your head. Walking in the park and being by yourself. That is a form of meditation for you. And with that, I want to say good luck, whatever you are going through. It is apparently going to be a fantastic year. And I believe what I said sounds familiar to you, because he's saying to me that the majority of you will recognize this on some level within your own life. So, as always, if this doesn't make sense, will probably make no sense until next month. So come back to it, or it's just not for you, which it does happen because a lot of people watch this. I do wish you best of luck in the month of April. Take care of yourselves, and happy birthday once again. If you would like a private session to see how life is unfolding for you, that information is down below. And of course, all my information about me, my website, etc. is down below. Thank you again so much. Thank you for watching, sharing, liking, and subscribing. I look forward to seeing you again in other videos. Take care. Bye.